has that first ban. Looks like they're taking their time deciding on it too. Coming down to the last few seconds here, they're gonna have to make a choice, or... Okay, thought for a second we might have had a drop, but it looks like we've gotten a last-second Pike ban.
Well, they could also have a penalty assessed against them. I have no idea. Not my department, but, you know, we'll see what the logic here. Pike being banned out and Ivern being banned out from the side of Trigger Happy.
Now, I could be completely naive here. I've mentioned before, some of my experience is pretty dated, but the Ivern ban does come out of left field to me, at any rate. Response from Apes Together Strong, though, is to ban Oriana. Now, not the most expected ban from my side, but she can get really in the way with that flipple. Other things too, but especially just, hey, your entire formation. Nah.
Yeah, very true. Shockwave definitely can cause some trouble, and seeing this Darius being banned away, I'm okay with this. I think Darius is probably, along with Shen right now, two of the strongest top laners in the game. So if you're looking to ban away a top laner, I would start with Darius and Shen. Not so much the Ornn right now. I don't really rate him all that highly.
Now, I don't know how Ornn's performing in other places, but I've seen a lot of good showing of Ornn in the ALS specifically, so that might be what they're going for. Maybe it's dropped off a bit. Final ban, though, and to go into picks, we have a Singed banned. Never chase Singed, always Trolly. Into an Olaf pick here. Oh, goodness me. Press R to ignore CC.
Yeah, pretty straightforward with what Olaf is going to do. In more ways than one, and it's going to be... yeah, I know. I tried to go for the funny there. Kha'Zix's gonna be the answer for the side of Trigger Happy, and we're gonna see the battle of two early game powerhouses right now in the jungle on both sides. Olaf very strong, as well as Kha'Zix right now.
And then we have Fiddlesticks coming in afterwards. Now, I don't know what of these are popular anymore, but I remember Fiddlesticks being in the jungle. I'm sure Kha'Zix has taken that one, though. Be surprised to see him anywhere else. Middle support, really flexible pick there. Probably one of those things is more common, but I think either way, definitely something you can roll around. Response is between Echo and Vladimir. Wow,
APE is almost certainly going to be top lane here.
Really?
Yeah. Tank Fiddlesticks, although I personally don't like it and pretty much smash it every time I'm up against it, it's definitely a thing. You don't really lose a lane against anything. Oh, okay, well that went right out the window. There's a Riven.
Yeah.
So we might have a Middlesticks on our hands here. I don't like Fiddlesticks in the mid lane, but it looks like Kha'Zix jungle, Riven in the top lane, Echo in the mid lane. I'm seeing a team where, 4 of the first 6 picks that have been taken could all have jungle options to them. So,
Hey, looks like we picked up a sub here. Oh, we picked up 2 things in sub here. Looks like Coco15, maybe you don't have it said that way, but that's what I'm going to say right now, giving out 2 tier 1 subs, 1 landing on Hidden Arrow. Oh, 3 tier 1 subs, 1 landing on Hidden Arrow, another landing on Jested, and a 3rd landing on Sessica. Congratulations, you 3, for receiving the subs, but thank you so much, Zico, for giving those out. Everything like that helps so much. Dang, 3 subs right away, dude. Champion.
Wow, with those subs, they might actually be able to pay us today for doing the casting.
Don't even, man.
All the support always helps. And it looks like Udyr, is that a Kaisa there getting the ban hammer in the second round, as well as Yorick and Poppy?
Mm-hmm. those are the people we've banned out. Then we've got Ash coming in on Trigger Happy's side, so we know at least where we're going to see someone. Responded to with Misfortune. Now, Misfortune definitely has the harass game going in that bottom matchup with Double Up. Ash not having too many tools like that. Volley, yes, but it's a little easier to hide from that one since minions block it instead of enable it. So I think what's going to be interesting here is to see the support picks. And as I say that, in comes Blitzcrank, the pick master. And with Ash lacking any kind of native mobility, that could be a bit threatening.
No. I would like to see a Nautilus here, or maybe a Thresh. Something that will get in the way and be like, alright, come on, hook me. I dare you. Hook me.
Oh yeah, I would love to... Ooh, that works too.
Morgana works. Maybe not as well as I would like it to, given that I don't see a native tank on the side of Trigger Happy's side. And
you've definitely got a point. Not so much a straight-up tank. Now, that Riven could get pretty frustrating to deal with, and you can't just ignore her. So she's got that going for her. Not as much in 8cc as some other tank might have, but you definitely can't just leave her alone forever. The thing I will say, though, is that while there is no specific tank, there is a front line. You've got Riven, you've got Fiddlesticks, who, especially with his ult up, hey, stand next to me, I dare ya.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, Kha'Zix is definitely looking for a pick, definitely wants to come in from the back, but he's still a melee fighter, and if nothing else, he's probably going to blow someone up, or at least threaten to, while you turn to deal with him instead. And then Morgana with her ult, it's unorthodox, and it's going to take some doing, but if it happens...
Well, I don't know. Morgana and Fiddlesticks, if they both ult at the same time and they're nearby each other, that could get ugly.
Ugly is a start. That's gonna melt. It kind of doesn't matter what you built at that point. You are stunned in a Fiddlesticks ult, and even if you did build the MR, hi, my name is Ash. Boink.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can QSS one of those. But good luck. I mean, you don't have enough item slots to really deal with all of the nasty little CC effects. And of course, if one gets feared the wrong way, they get isolated.
Yep.
There to clean up the mess. So...
Yeah, but to raise the counterpoint, though, we have a much stronger, I guess, traditional team fight setup from Ape. Olaf just being the straight-up tank, with Misfortune picking away too. Definitely something that could be an issue, actually, is a really well-landed bullet time. Now, there are a lot of threats to stop that bullet time. It is not a free pick by any means. But if the synergy with those engaging kind of ultimates doesn't come together for Trigger Happy, and Misfortune is allowed to just sit and fire, that's gonna hurt.
Well, very much so. I do agree with you there. But what I'm actually looking at isn't so much the Misfortune. I don't... I feel like Misfortune is kind of like the diversionary tactic. You're meant to look this way while the real magic trick is happening somewhere else. The distraction, as it were. Vladimir, especially later in the game, he will do some magic tricks. He will press R and maybe Q, W, and E and make enemies just flat out disappear.
Oh yeah, and then you've got that troll pool, so he's pretty safe doing it. In fact, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, all of that sort of delayed CC that Trigger Happy's going on, Morgana's ult, you could argue a small delay on Dark Binding. It's pretty fast though, so you gotta be really quick on the draw. The arrow from Ash, especially at distance, that's a good delay on it. All of that coming in, Ape's got a few responses to, even before we see any spells or items. Olaf, press R to ignore game. Vladimir with the troll pool. even in a way, Echo with his ult. Now, not the use you want to see out of Echo's ult, but still, it's a thing that's there. Getting out of any of those could really put a damper on Trigger Happy's engage there. Now, I think Trigger Happy's got enough power outside of their engage with the spread they've got here of some pretty threatening characters on their own that even if that happens, they're not out of the fight, but they're definitely not in the position they want.
Well, a lot of that is, we're going to have to play the game and see how it develops.
Oh, of course.
In one way, I'm going, okay, Blitzcrank lands a hook, and that's going to almost completely, every time, I think Blitzcrank has a faster reload time on the hook than Morgana does the Black Shield.
That's a good question.
I'd have to look into that, but I believe there's a 2-second difference between them. So if Blitzcrank lands a hook and Morgana's not available to Black Shield that hook away, you get a dead Ashe.
Oh, heck yes.
I'm going, okay, where does the damage come from now?
Well, and part of the answer to that's going to come from item builds. Of course, it's, we won't know the exact answers until we see it played out in the game. You never know what's going to happen until you're on the Rift. But...
well, absolutely.
They've got characters that can pull that damage back in. Not as much for single target. Kha'Zix can blow one up, but he's a bit bursty. Fiddlesticks with his life drain, you could argue, can help to mitigate that. But that's the thing with Ashe, is that she's got some AoE tricks, of course. She's got volley, she's got her arrow. Maybe she'll pick up static shiv or anyone's hurricane, that kind of thing. But most of her damage is going to be focused on single targets. So when it comes to eliminating a single target, not as much. But if you're seeing that AoE dream that we were talking about in the beginning, maybe it doesn't matter. You, of course, don't want to have the 4v5 fight. But I think that there are some ways they could get around it. Now, of course, that depends on how they respond to that pick. If the pick happens and that's the story of the engage, well, yeah, things aren't in your favor. But interestingly enough, speaking of CC, no one on either side here picking up Cleanse. No additional respect for CC coming out. Now, both teams have some innate tools to deal with this, with Morgana's Black Shield, Olaf being the troll that he is, things like that. But no extra desire here to make sure it doesn't stick.
I think I would rather see Ignite in most circumstances, because the CC coming in...
Wait a second. Are we looking at Kha'Zix mid lane?
Yes, we are. This was a bit of a swerve, as Olaf's in the top lane dueling it out with Riven. So
Yeah.
I would have preferred to see Vladimir top, Echo mid, Olaf jungle. But, hey, sometimes you gotta do something not entirely by the book.
Oh, sure.
It's a best of one, so you know what? Catch your opponent off guard with, if you can pull it off, fantastic.
Heck yeah. And with that Fiddlesticks swinging into the jungle, now some argue that Fiddlesticks doesn't have the greatest gank presence without his ultimate, but all of these lanes are able to really... Oh, you got the first hook landing on Morgana. Kind of ironically, the Ignite comes out too. It's going to burn her down. First blood goes technically into Blitzcrank, but is taken by Apes Together strong.
One hook, one kill. The sniper's credo.
Yeah, pretty much. We've got another heavy engage coming out in top lane. Flash being blown for Olaf to escape Riven, but uh-oh, here comes Savage in the jungle on that Fiddlestick. Fear's probably going to be up, flashing in for the Fear too. Not too much you can do about it at this stage, as the Fear is not very long, but buys enough time for Riven to swoop in and pick up that kill. So immediate response here from Trigger Happy in the top lane. Ooh, this might be a bloody game.
Yeah, Echo just unfortunately a little too late to the party there. Looks like he's going to have to settle for the Scuttle Crab. as Fiddle... Oh, that was a teleport in the top lane, Olaf.
Oh, goodness.
This should be a return gank onto Olaf. Olaf stopping the back on Riven.
Lost Fox did break the back, but it looks like there's a skirmish happening in the jungle between Savage and Lego Ninjago, so everyone knows what's up if they're paying attention. Fiddlesticks, meanwhile, just kind of backing off, losing his pink ward, but Lego Ninjago wants to push this. Breaking Fiddle's little clone there. Looks like I might actually need to learn some things about Fiddle's kit. And keeping a lot of pressure on the Master Noah, not able to get back to base with that low health. Keeping on attempting it, but Olaf with those axes seems putting on just a little too much pressure.
This is where I'd like to see a freeze. Lost Fox could have frozen this top lane. We did see a little bit of action in the mid lane, but it looks like Vladimir just gonna do Vladimir things and negate most of the Kha'Zix damage. I'd like to see this Kha'Zix roam, specifically down into the bottom lane, but I wouldn't really complain if we saw a roam into the top lane. Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go, another engage. Getting the stun from Riven, channeling the life drain. Lots of damage coming out. Oh, mutual. Noah and Lost Rocks trade each other's lives. You could argue a slight difference in value there, picked up by Noah because Savage picked up the assist. But not by a lot.
Double KO going on in the top lane. So I always try to say that if you pick up an assist, you at least get a little bit of an advantage on your side of things. The CS, at least, still fairly even, 23 to 22 in the top lane. So even with Riven getting shoved in, I think still coming out the better, all told.
By a small margin, yeah.
Well, teleport's down for Olaf, so Riven could make a play on the other side of the map, perhaps.
Speaking of, Riven making a play on her own side of the map, draining Lost Fox to almost nothing, flashing in, diving into the tower with that E-slide. Oh no, she can only take one more shot, but she does pick it up with the final burst. And another mutual kill. Yeesh, that top lane, neither side wants to let anyone get anything.
Well, now Riven can teleport back in. Look at this. 2 waves are stacked up in the top lane. So this should give Riven a plate if they immediately teleport on this.
Which they've decided to not do.
Oh, what a missed opportunity here, I think. Teleport in on the cannon, and you've got 2 waves worth of creeps free firing onto this turret, which is going to give you a plate. So, you know, the assist bolt earlier... plus a plate, that's almost 300 gold between those 2 minor little moves.
Sure, but, you know, it's an opportunity cost thing, I suppose. We've got to see it in the next couple minutes here, of course, to because of cooldown. If any of this happens after cooldown, then there was no value picked up. But it could be that Master Noah is looking for that teleport advantage play elsewhere on the map. We've got the first dragon coming up. Both teams probably looking to pick that up. It's an Ocean Drake too, decent little advantage in lane and such there. And the Scuttler, actually, speaking of, going to Savage, giving Trigger Happy just a little bit more leverage in that bot lane. Between that and the teleport, that might be what they're angling on. Of course, can't read their minds. Maybe we won't see any of it. But instead, we're going to see almost a hook play come out of... I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to call you numbers there. But coming out of the numbers and getting denied at the last second by Project Zenith's Black Shield.
Well, that's what we saw the first time. Black Shield was down, and numbers on the Blitz landed that hook, and that's where we saw that first kill on the bot lane come through. And it looks like we're going to have some action in the bot lane. Fiddle on its way, caught on a ward, but...
gonna at least pick that up and pretend to leave. Probably actually leaving with how far he's gone, but...
yeah, leaving a little ward totem behind. One of Fiddle's abilities is to do exactly that.
Yeah, is that new clone thingy of his? Yeah, so what's the story there? That postdates me. Oh, wait, that's gonna have to wait, because speaking of Fiddlestick, Savage putting a major threat on Death Wiki there. I'm probably reading the end of your name wrong. No, pretty close, Death Kiwi. But forcing the flash out of them, that's gonna be on cooldown for these upcoming engages, if any.
Well, it's actually Fiddle's new passive.
Interesting.
If you look at the scoreboard...
Coming in on Morgana. Oh my gosh, that explosive damage. Yikes. Took seconds for them to clean up. Chase coming in on bottom user on Ash. The thing is, Blitzcrank with that dash doesn't even need a hook to catch up with you. Flashes, but the flash interaction lands such that... Here comes Savage. No time for interaction. Savage ulting over the wall, threatening Blitzcrank severely. However, with that hook definitely off cooldown now, gonna have to be careful. Looks like that's gonna be the end of the exchange, but with Savage backing off, here comes Numbers looking for another hook. Barely missing it on bottom user. Yeesh. Bottom lane suddenly giving us a lot to talk about. Top lane decides to keep the barrage up as, yeah, press R to ignore game. Lost Fox ults, manages to pick up that counter engage on to Master Noah there.
Yeah, it looked like Master Noah tried to Kai Burst to keep Lost Fox off of him, and Lost Fox just, no, not having it anymore. Sorry, I'm level 6. I'm gonna Ragnarok and kill you now. Thanks.
Yeah, picking up 2 plates for the exchange too. That's gonna really sway the momentum of the upper lane there. Definitely remove some of the advantages we were seeing. Now we're gonna see that teleport come out from Master Noah too. So it was used pre-cooldown, but...
Well, Lost Fox has their teleport back up now. Yeah. So Lost Fox could just teleport in, but I think we're going to see a Herald setup at minimum here. I'm surprised at the lack of objective play from both sides. No one going for an Ocean Drake of all things. Rip Herald came up at 8 minutes into the game and has been largely ignored. Aside from a Scuttle Crab, I don't think I've seen a single ward in that whole Rip Herald pit this whole game.
I think both teams are relying on or fear/respecting the passive lane pressure going on in a lot of these places. Like you mentioned with Kha'Zix's ability to roam, which it looks like we're starting to see here as a skirmish breaks out deep in the jungle, as Trigger Happy is setting up camp around Apes Together Strong's blue buff. With Vladimir recalling here, they're going to have a slight numbers advantage. And looks like not too much is going to come from it. I think there was a stolen frog there. Gromp, there we go. That's the name. Maybe not much else.
Oh, I saw a ward go down in the Dragon Pit. Alright, so 2 competing control wards in the Dragon Pit.
Savage coming in for the ultimate gank on top, getting behind Lost Fox, but not by quite enough to fear him. We see the press R to ignore game. There it is, Master Noah trading in a little too heavily thanks to Olaf's ability to just do better the lower he is. Savage being there at full health though. Can't fight through both of them, not this early. Does pick up the kill. Once again, we see a 1-for-1 with assist as Lego Jinjago on Apes Together Strong at least removing some wards here, taking a ton of damage from the dragon. Oh dear, having to ult back over the wall, but there's the flash to respond from Troll Death Noob. Picking up the kill, but now the dragon aggro's on him as Corey Trevor comes in to respond. Not enough burst available, missing the binding from Scott. Too much damage comes out, the ult comes up to finish up for a double kill on Kha'Zix. Actually, I thought it was Morgana to pick that up. We see a stasis coming out to survive for time, but may not be enough as too many spells, including Ignite, come down on Morgana. But then we have bottom user with that passive slow from Ash, picking away at Blitzcrank though, who's just a bit too tanky and is just going to waddle away. Very chaotic exchange there in the dragon that you were worried about going ignored.
Yeah, out of all that mess, I think we ended up with a 3-for-3 exchange out of all that. And after this bloodbath subsided, it looks like Trigger Happy is going to take control of the dragon.
Yep.
So 13 minutes in, and we see our first dragon. This is usually where I want to see that second dragon get taken down, but that Ocean Drake gonna give a small advantage as Lost Fox continues his
hammering
repair
away.
services on that top turret might be able to get another 2 plates, at least one. So 3 plates going over to the side of Apes Together Strong. Lost Fox doing some significant damage to that turret in the top end.
Rather, and yeah, we've been seeing a lot of blitzing objective games in this league, but right now we're going to see a blitzing and kills as that troll noob rolls up to the top as you were liking to see, but press R to ignore game with low health. Nope, not quite enough. Troll Danube managing to jump out of range there and buy just enough time for Master Noah on that ribbon to just kind of eat some pain out of Lost Fox, just enough time for some skills to come up, and together they're able to pick out that kill on Olaf. And I think that's where we're seeing the pace of this game. The pace of this game isn't going into, it's going into things like this channeled Savage ult coming over the wall, immediate snare on Blitzcrank, the counter of what you expect to see from Blitzcrank. You think he'd be doing the CC, but no, too much coming out, and then the passive slow from Ash is going to be enough for bottom user to pick up a quick little double kill with Savage's help, putting a lot of pressure on that bottom lane. We see Echo coming in, Lego Jinjago wanting to hold some pressure on there, but with 3 members of Trigger Happy, it may not be enough. Good threat under the tower, not something you want to completely ignore. Echo does have a little CC, but with the burst coming out from Ash in terms of tower damage, gonna back off. Gonna see more of an exchange on the mid tower instead, but...
Ooh. Troll the Noob taking the turret in the mid lane. So first turret going to the side of Trigger Happy.
Oh! Nice
Missed
jump.
with the hook, unfortunately. But it looks like Fiddlesticks taking the blue buff, and it looks like this turret in the top lane not going to last for too long as we have...
Another engage happening in the middle, though, as we see 4 members of Apes Together Strong jumping in with Troll the Noob, who is surviving for an extreme amount of time, manages to pick up Vladimir while walking away with almost no health. The missed prediction by numbers there on the hook picks up the blast cap to jump over the blue buff, and they are gone. Troll the Noob.
He is out of there. Oh, we got... Oh, no, he didn't get spotted by the... Oh, maybe he did. I'm not sure if he got spotted by that bubble. Oh, hello.
Gotta respect that isolate, man. Blitzcrank coming in for a shutdown for 700 gold of their own. But, man, Troll going on a bit of an adventure there, huh?
That was definitely queue up some yakety sacks for that one. Troll the Noob taking a little bit of a world tour there. Finally getting, I believe, knocked up by the Blitz ult, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what finally stopped him.
But that quick jump back onto Lego Jinjago there, that is knowing that, respect the isolation. Kha'Zix's passive is something you can pretty much forget about in a team fight scenario, but in any of these picks or chasing him, it's a little harder to remember it then. You're alone. That isolate damage is active. And speaking of damage, yikes, Master Noah picking up a quick mini turret dive on Corey Trevor on misfortune there. Sorry, had a bit of a short circuit on my end.
Oh,
but getting caught in the wrong end of this dive, maybe.
Well, Master Noah has a way out. The collapse from Lost Fox and Lego Jinjago coming through the river and not really, is cutting off all of the possible escape routes. Master Noah finding the escape.
Here comes a full engagement in the middle as Savage just does a quick lane flip to suddenly appear. Troll the Noob was able to disarm a lot of that pincher pressure they had on Master Noah, and instead was able to pick up a kill on Apes themselves, because that collapse from the mid lane didn't come in. Troll the Noob, though, maybe biting off more than he can chew finally, as Lego Jinjago picks up a quick cleanup in the middle of 4 of his allies. Very spread out kind of skirmish going on here. Corey Trevor picking up Project Zenith with a quick smash. Bottom user using Ash's passive. Lost Fox can't ignore CC for literally ever, but with the flash coming in is able to get on him. Picks something up just before Master Noah is able to get in range to help.
Alright, let's see. Looks like a 3-for-1 after that whole mess is done, but it looks like Noah and Savage are trying to take out Death Kiwi. Numbers here to try to save him. Going a little too hard here, but it looks like everybody realized ding ding, end round, time to go back to our corners and recuperate for at least a little bit. Definitely pings coming down onto the dragon, so it looks like this Cloud Drake gonna be a contested point, or at least the ward is gonna be cleared out. We'll see if the whole team collapses down. I expect a hawk shot from Ash real soon.
Woo! Oh, geez. Okay, this is continuing. I thought we were just going to have a quick pick off the middle, but Numbers deciding to continue the fight with a good hook, managing to take out bottom user. As you were talking about that Cloud Drake, and that could actually be pretty significant here. That changed into ultimate cooldown if I don't have super old information, and that could actually be super significant when you have things like Olaf running around, high impact ultimates coming in, like for example this one from Savage quickly in the middle of this dragon fight, stealing it with a smite, managing to hold themselves in the middle. Might lose his life for it, but it's not looking like it's looking pretty even as Noah manages to come in to give some backup. Finally gets picked off by a few things. Corey Trevor managing to land a Q. Master Noah still in the middle of multiple people, takes out Corey Trevor, chasing off after Death Kiwi, but that troll pool buying some time. Really low though if Master Noah gets it rich. Oh, the snipe from downtown! And the Master Noah just standing next to their prey. Hey, how you doing? Yell.
What was that? The cross-map snipe from bottom user to get a triple kill there for Master Noah out of that whole mess. Vlad, Misfortune, and Blitz all falling. Alright. Let's see.
And
they did steal the Cloud Drake away as well.
Yes, they did. Savage blinking in with that ultimate, managed to stand around just enough to get the precise smite. Looks like the two of them are even level too, so there wasn't even really a smite advantage. Savage just coming in with the perfect timing, understanding the DPS of both sides. And interestingly, as much as I would love to say that Trigger Happy pulling away with total advantage after all of these things, as Troll the Noob is waiting in a bush to have a one-on-one with Olaf. Quick one, but still there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ragnarok does not help with negating isolation damage, so that Death Dance is going to have to wait a little while for Lost Box. Looks like he's building the pieces of it, and in the bottom lane, it looks like we need to send out Search and Rescue for a bottom user, because he just got exploded by Corey Trevor down there. Wow.
Yeah, caught in a bit of a bush situation, was just picked off by Misfortune's pretty impressive burst at times. But flipping to some ideas of the macro game here, we've had so many fights, we've not really been able to talk about it. Turrets looking pretty even. Slight advantage going to Trigger Happy, as bottom turret is very low and the middle turret is missing. Top turret's 1-for-1 though on each side. And then in terms of objectives, yes, again, advantage on that Dragons, and we are seeing a bigger advantage developing in gold here as time is passing. A little over 2k is a better way to put it. 2.3 thousand advantage going to Trigger Happy in general. But it took a while to develop. It actually was through only in that last exchange that we started to see a real gap showing up.
Well, that advantage has just been skewed a little bit, as I believe Troll the Noob collected the bottom turret for the side of Trigger Happy.
Oops. Savage. Yikes. I've taken a quick hook.
Yeah, that one hook, one kill. Numbers doing pretty good with landing the hooks. Troll the Noob getting out of there, just leaping away, going, I gotta get out of here. Might have been spotted by Lego Ninjago, but now still, just kind of hanging out there in the bottom lane, it looks like, waiting to pounce on a turret or maybe a unsuspecting Corey Trevor.
Yeah. And unsuspecting Misfortune in a dress wandering around. Here comes the camo, jumping in, the quick burst. Misfortune's burst is occasionally impressive, but it is not isolated Kha'Zix versus a squish.
Top lane Lost Box getting taken down by the combination of bottom user and Master Noah. So the advantages are starting to develop for Trigger Happy here.
Not just develop, but stack up.
Yeah, very true. We've got another dragon about 40 seconds away, a little less, 35 at this point. But one thing that I really feel could have went the way of Apes Together Strong, and this is my PETA moment. No Rift Heralds were harmed in the making of this particular game. So that is something that I could look back at and say, all right, out of the 10, 15 opportunities we had to potentially snag a Herald and get an advantage in this game, well, it looks like a bit of a skirmish here developing in the jungle.
Oh, speaking of opportunity, that hook landing. Yikes! Savage once again falling to the incredible burst potential we hadn't discussed too much. Coming out of Apes Together Strong to follow up on that hook, immediately leading into a 5v4 situation. However, Troll the Noob looking for a pick-off in the back lane. Apes Together Strong staying nice and bunched up. Looks like they're trying to put some pressure onto this Earth Drake. Walking across a pink ward, but of course we already knew where everyone was. That steal not quite coming through. Unstoppable Olaf here, wandering in, making a front run for the team. Picking up, that's 2 kills now. Going into, against, wait a minute, what am I talking about? So many people fell when I couldn't notice. We've got 4 down in total on the side of Trigger Happy. Troll the Noob picking up the 1 swing in their favor, but suddenly Apes Together Strong with massive map pressure here.
Oh yeah, they're looking to win the war after they lost the battle. They did give up that Mountain Drake, so Soul Point.
Oh! Not a good place to stand, Savage. Not a good place.
Yeah, he was actually trying to ult in. You could see the windup for Fiddle's ult. And Numbers is just like, nope, sorry. 1 hook, 1 kill. That Fiddle getting dropped yet again by Numbers, just pulling him. Finding the right plays, and this is just, you know, if it wasn't for Numbers and his insane hooks right now, I would say Trigger Happy probably are looking to end this game. They would have won the fight after the Mountain Drake because the jungler would still have been alive in the take. And instead of a 5-on-4 fight, we're looking at a 5-on-5 fight. But, you know, a little bit of revisionist history, as it were. You know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But, you know, we saw what happened after that Drake was taken. Apes Together Strong ended up scoring, I believe, trading 4 for 1. Troll the Noob making Death Kiwi just disappear.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of burst kills on both sides, and this is an interesting fight for what's been going on here. Remember, this is basically Trigger Happy fighting for a guarantee at that 4th place seed. Still a chance at it due to time mechanics if the correct teams win their games later, but they're looking for that, while Apes Together Strong looking to, as you like to call it before, play spoiler and pick up that guarantee out of last place, as we see a massive Baron fight about to break out, possibly. Trigger Happy managing to pick it up, but a lot of random AoE damage coming in from Apes Together Strong, turning the exchange of kills at least more in their favor, but Kha'Zix using that kill chaining mechanic of getting his cooldowns back, triple kill, jumping between everyone, and now caught between 2 people, but here comes Savage, maybe biting off a little more than they can chew, but Olaf's looking pretty low. Down goes Death Kiwi, excuse me, looking at the wrong characters there. Oh my gosh, it's the team fight that never ends as Master Noah comes in, looking to have another duel with Lost Rocks, but Lost Rocks saying, hey, I'm Olaf, duel me all you want. Picking up so much damage there with the double
Master Noah is just trying to get out of dodge, realizing that
but running out of options.
Ragnarok, and now it's just a matter of trying to outlast it, and that's just not going to happen at this point.
Nope.
I saw something that pained me to no end when I saw it happen. I saw Corey Trevor ult, and it looked like they had Troll the Noob and someone else completely dead to rights, and then Corey Trevor canceled the ult, and I went, oh no, because I saw Troll the Noob having a path to just obliterate the side of Apes Together Strong, which still ended up happening, but it looks like that Baron take, I believe, completely wiped off of the map, as no members of the side of Trigger Happy have Baron.
Yeah, no, looks like the only pickup from that was the gold. Dang.
So a little bit of a delayed ace, but all the same, the Baron going over to the side of Trigger Happy and just immediately losing it.
Savage getting pulled again. Oh, Flash was up this time, though. Oh, that's close. Yikes, Savage, you better run. Here comes the troll pool from the belt looking for your blood. And blood was taken. Now we've got bottom user caught. Ash's CC not able to hold off that many people, but a Flash and a Blast Cap will get them out of range.
Yeah, so long as Fiddlesticks is removed from the map. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, Troll the Noob say, I'm gonna make you pay for it, doesn't it? Oh, but bottom user found the leverage, turned back around, laying into Language and Joggle there, burning him up. There's Numbers taking the hit next. Olaf trying to stand in the middle of three people, but that's just too much damage.
They avoided the Mountain Soul going over to Trigger Happy, but unfortunately are going to give up 4 members. At least Baron's off the menu right now. We're going to see that in another 3 minutes. But this bottom side is in big trouble. Vladimir's going to have to figure out some way to try to clear this wave out. And he's got most of it. But a dive...
Got most of it, but with bottom users starting to lay into him, it's getting a little riskier.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. But with 4 members still alive, you've got to defend 2 fronts. And all you really have is Vladimir able to defend one of them.
Oh, bottom user feeling that hook cooldown being down after seeing it field goal between the two of them, trying to put on some pressure. But right. This is turning into a seesaw of a game. I'd say that on average, Trigger Happy has been the one maintaining advantages, really, but Apes Together Strong continuing to repeatedly bring this game back to neutral or even slightly better, as bottom user not respecting press R to ignore CC is going to get surrounded and picked off there.
Yeah, Master Noah about to be in the wrong part of town, but it's going to allow Troll the Noob free reign in the top lane, so maybe a little too much of a here.
And they were definitely able to buy for a bit of time, but we do see a teleport coming out to respond to Master Noah, so that's not going to get too far. If not to respond to Master Noah, to respond to Troll the Noob. Master Noah, if they had survived a little longer, not faulting what they did or anything, just circumstances, but if they'd survived a little longer, maybe Troll the Noob could have gotten some leverage there, but there was just too much CC and honestly movement speed coming out from Apes Together Strong, just catching up. If anyone can have a good fighting retreat, it's Riven with all those dashes and the shields, but...
Well, you still got to get past the possible slow of Corey Trevor. Death Kiwi, I'm not sure if he has a slow, but Echo piloted by Lego Ninjago, definitely has a slow. Lost Fox's axes can slow. So, there's 3 slows, plus the pull from Blitzcrank by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are playing our little numbers game for us here. But, if the whole team tries to pursue one target, good luck trying to get away from him.
They do have a lot of sticking and chasing power.
Among other things, but it looks like the pressure here is coming from Troll the Noob onto the bottom side of the map, and it looks like the mid-wave is pushing in as well, so...
Yeah, a lot of good clear coming out from Ape, though. Misfortune just being an 80 carry. Echo with their reasonable AoE. Oof, that's kind of a loss. Bottom user trying to use their ultimate.
Inhibitor here, if Vladimir's a little late to respond to this Kha'Zix, he'll get his minion wave in a couple seconds. Oh, there he is. So Vladimir back into position to defend against Kha'Zix. Baron is up, plus another shot at Mountain Soul in about another minute. So we're in a precarious position if we're Apes Together strong. We've got to defend our base, defend against Mountain Soul, and defend against a potential Baron take.
Yeah, though the different objectives starting to stack up in Trigger Happy's favor. The issue they're going to come into is if they commit to one of them and lose the fight, which we are seeing is entirely possible. Oh, Troll Noobs without his... nice dodge. But Troll Noob with his Veil already popped. Numbers blinking in, flashing for that knock-up. Getting a silence immediately afterward. Troll the Noob starting to play the ring around game with the camouflage. Oh no, faking him out. And do it during all that. The rest of his team taking Baron as they commit 2 members to him. Uh-oh, this could get bad. Though, Corey Trevor channeling ultimate. Red team has slain Baron Nashor. Savage getting that smite once again, but really low health as the Proto Belt's actually what picks them off. Troll the Noob still kind of in a precarious situation. Fights going down on every side of the map here. Having a Guardian Angel come in to resurrect bottom user who's immediately followed up on by Death Kiwi. Troll the Noob did escape in the meantime as the Dragon's going to go over to Apes Together Strong. Looks like once again we have another Baron taken by Trigger Happy where a lot of the buff is lost.
Yeah, Vladimir said, clap, clap, get off my lawn. Fiddle, Ash, and Morgana all being claimed as victims from that fight. Master Noah able to escape the wrath of Death Kiwi's Vladimir, but he's hard-pressed to think that team just gave up Baron.
Gone. Ooh, Guardian Angel, but gone. Master Noah, Guardian Angeling in the worst possible place. And, wow, forcing a lot more effort out of it than I thought would happen, but still gonna be down there. Suddenly, Apes getting a lot of leverage on this game. These death timers are getting really long, so losing these team fights is getting more and more painful. And now they've got 2 Mountain Drakes.
Well, not only that, I believe it's only Troll the Noob that has the Baron buff left. And right now, I think in a 5v5 fight, I favor the side of Apes Together Strong with how they are fighting as a cohesive unit. If they land their hooks, like Numbers has been doing so far, they're basically turning it into a straight-up 4v5, deleting a member of Trigger Happy right at the start. So if you see bottom user, Savage, just about anybody getting caught out at this point, even Project Zenith gets caught out, gets deleted, that's no black shield that can come down on any other member to avoid this, endless CC buffet from the Axes of Lost Fox, Lego Ninjago slow. I mean, there's so much that Apes Together Strong can bring to the table in these team fights right now.
Yeah, and it's starting to... thank you, Banshee's Veil. It's starting to get a bit dicey. We're just seeing too many of those things, and it's not even just Numbers landing the hooks. The entire team is immediately collapsing on them. As you were saying, the all-you-can-eat CC buffet, and let me tell you, you're going to get full before they run out.
Oh, yeah. It was actually Edge of Night on the Kazakhs, not Banshee's Veil. Similar effects, but a different item.
Oh, all right. Well, the shield then.
Yes.
But cool.
But I mean, it literally is the same passive effect.
Yeah. No, but it's just the response is immediate when those books come down. And speaking of, oh wow, that actually felt a little wonky. But goodness gracious, bottom user's arrow immediately counter stunning most of the enemy team. Double kill coming in for Savage, laying into them, shut down. There comes Troll Renew, jump between members. Dev Kiwi picks up Master Noah, but that's gonna be an ace into Apes Together Strong's number. That bottom user,
Let's go. This should be the game here. We're looking at 30 seconds plus. We've got a minion wave. This turret's not going to last long. The inhibitor,
the inhibitor's got nothing.
Oh, what a beautiful
You've got 20 seconds before there's anyone.
Getting just dumped on its head by bottom user with an Ash arrow to turn it all around.
And in-game, they're talking about the Fiddle ult, and yes, Savage's ult was good, but it would have meant nothing if bottom user's arrow hadn't come from halfway up the lane and stunned almost all of Apes Together Strong. The immediate, nope, we're done, table flip from Trigger Happy, securing that 4th seed. That's gonna be their end.
Yeah,
wow.
Unfortunately for Apes Together Strong, I believe this, as much of a noble effort as they were able to put out, I believe this does relegate them to the bottom of the table. But, wow. You'd never know it with a game like this. So, just all of the close little interactions that happened throughout the game that could have, completely turned it all around. It ends up coming down to one very well-timed Fiddle ult, layered on top of it with a massive Ash ult, which I think that Enchanted Crystal Arrow is what won Trigger Happy the game.
It is. I'm gonna agree with you there. Speaking of, it looks like we are actually trying to grab Savage here to talk about this ending. Let you know when they get in. But yeah, that was a heck of a thing. And that's why I brought up in the beginning how we weren't seeing any cleanses or anything like that to respect these different CCs. But here Savage is actually dude, how'd that feel?
I mean, it was my last game probably this season because I'm
really
going to be coaching the playoffs. But I mean, it was pretty fun. I got to play Fiddle.
Not only did you get to play Fiddle, you kind of got to lock the game in with Fiddle?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that blitz kind of fucked me up a couple times. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say
got me a little tilted.
This game was a little rough because it looked like 2 or 3 times there that blitz kind of grabbed you, and you were in a perfect ambush spot.
Yep.
And you just like, nope, just pulling you out and just watching you get splattered. And I'm like, oh no, here we go. This whole game's gonna turn around because of a blitz pull. Just completely annihilating the plans that your team had.
Pretty sure a couple of those times I was literally like mid-channel of my ult too.
At least twice that I saw.
Yeah.
One was pretty key in the mid lane where I saw you channel the ult and I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be a massive ult here. And you just get pulled out of it. And I'm like, oh no. And I think
I didn't realize Blitzkrieg was that far. But apparently it is.
Yeah. I think that actually ended up costing you the mid inhibitor for a while. But what did you do in the late game to kind of adjust the strategy? Because I would see Apes Together Strong getting these picks and kind of just changing the whole math of the team fights.
So they kept picking us, so we pretty much just decided instead of having one splitting, or some people were just not really paying attention. Not gonna lie.
Uh-oh.
We were just gonna play together, look for a team fight because we knew we'd win one because everyone's super strong for the most part. So instead of splitting, going off on our own, we just said let's team fight, and yeah, that's what happened mid.
And a clean team fight it was. It was particularly surprising because it looked like those perfect engages that Ape had been getting, and just hey, when it comes together, right? A story to remind them of while you're coaching, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, being a former coach myself, is there a team that you would like to see in the playoffs? I believe you've secured the 4th seed with this particular win.
Mm-hmm. They should have.
Well,
So,
my dream finals would be us versus Iron Dragons.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
well,
That's who I want to see.
I think you're going to have to win a couple games, if not
Nah,
series.
it's fine. I'm thinking for finals already. It's cool.
Okay, well, I would, hey, it pays.
Yeah,
to
no,
dream.
I'm messing.
I
The top 3 seem really strong and scary. Iron Dragons, Kisses for Cats, and NG Blossom.
Now,
But I mean, we beat NG Blossom last week, I think it was. So
oh wow, well
I mean,
done.
I'm not super scared, but
Fair
I
enough.
can definitely see us going to finals.
Now, do you play a lower seeded team in the first round?
I think we're versing Glacial, and that's gonna be 5th most likely now.
Okay, so 3rd place 6th and 4th place 5th in the first round?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Are you looking... Well, I don't want you to, pull a 2015 Worlds or anything like that and get on the analyst desk and just kind of blow Invictus Gaming's entire strategies going into things. But are you drawing something up specifically for what would be your first round playoff opponent?
Yeah, little here and there. Like I'm gonna use most of the stuff I prepared for when we versed them last week, and then add to it throughout the week. Research, study, this and that.
Okay.
Get my team to practice new picks. See how it works.
All right. Well, let's go to this game. Were there any picks that you're just kind of like, ugh, or this actually works surprisingly well?
I mean, the mid Kazakhs smurfed pretty hard.
Yeah, that was not how I expected a Vladimir Kazakhs matchup to go. At least not after the first 8-10 minutes or so. That's for certain.
Yeah, he's been begging to play that all season, so I said, "Fuck it."
Really?
Last game of the season, go for it. I don't care. But I mean, other than that, I just told them since it was half my. I think only 2 of them were actually part of my roster. So I said, just play whatever you want. Play comfort picks. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So today wasn't any planning or strategy. Just play
fair
what you
enough.
want.
So it was pretty much a solo queue game for
Yeah.
all intents and purposes. Okay.
I mean, yeah, even the other team had, I think, 2 of their players as well, and the rest were subs. So I mean, I'm guessing from both sides, it was pretty much a solo queue.
Okay, well that would explain why I saw 4 junglers out of the first 5 or 6 picks coming. Then I was all
oh no, the bands where we spelled stuff.
Ah, okay.
My team opted, was my idea, so you can blame me, to spell ID sucks. SUK.
Oh, okay. All right. Coming out with the sauce. All right.
Because me and Nate
well then,
friendship. So.
Well, see, when you're on red side in the client, it spells out from left to right with your first bands. But when
I didn't really want to think about all that, so I just went for it.
So I was kind of looking, and I'm like, wait a second, this, it's not like, you spell something out, you got to spell it with the last letter first if you're on the blue side. But a little bit of spice, a little shade getting thrown toward Iron Dragons. I like it.
And the other team, if you want to know what they spelled, was Poopy. Yep.
Yeah, they just mentioned it in chat.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So, all right. I think that's going to do it for us here. Uh,
Mhm.
we have with us Savage, the jungler for.
Going coach. So remember, that's what you're going to be seeing from them later. Savage is always there, whether in the jungle or not.
Hiding in the brushes, ready to pop out with a massive ultimate.
But anyway, thanks for coming on, man.
Yep. Have a nice day.
Yeah, good luck going forward.
Thank you.
And that is actually going to bring us to the end of our cast for this particular match. Now, remember, everybody, we've got a bit of a gap in today's roster. With Julia Duck having dropped out, we do not have a match for the second hour here, which is why we were able to bring your commentary over to 210. But our next game will be at 3, and it is looking to be a banger. So you won't want to miss it.
Well, I mean, we do have a little bit of time. Do you want to go over it and maybe look at some of the implications of that game since it is so big?
Of course, of course. I am just trying to find my sheet here. Oh,
Oh, now.
never mind. Looks like we're being told that we actually have got to go. So we'll have to cover that for you at the start of the match.
All right, yeah, we are getting the production hook as it. So we are going to call it a day. Unfortunately, I don't believe there is a 2 p.m. game.
Yep.
So we have a massive game for you at 3 o'clock once we get everything started.
And we will have 2 of our cast and friends here to tell you about that when it happens. So don't forget, get back here around 3. You got 50 minutes. Go get lunch.
Yeah, a little bit of lunch break for everybody, and then we'll reconvene at 3 o'clock. I am Frico, and with me, I believe it's Nilix.
Hey, you got it right.
Ah, beautiful. All right, I got something right today, so got to start somewhere.
All right. But yeah, have a good day, guys, and we will see you later.
See you back at 3.